What's going on, guys? Maldiva here, and today I'm going to be bringing you kind of like a just general overview of Affliction Warlocks right now in Shadowlands. And I just want to apologize for not making videos in a while. BFA just kind of bored me, and yeah, kind of just wasn't playing as much. But now I'm addicted to Shadowlands. I think it's awesome, and the PvP is a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people are kind of struggling, maybe looking for information. It's a little bit hard to find. So I want to try to compact as much as I can in this video, and I'm sure most of you are going to know a lot of this information, but for the people that don't know or are a little unsure, they maybe just want to double check what they're thinking, then this will be the video for them. So first off, I'm going to start off with talents, because this is one of the things that people are asking me a ton. They don't know about what talents they want to use for PvP, what talents for leveling, even for, let's say, doing the tower. So the current build right here, this is my default loadout that I do in PvP for like skirmishes, BGs, all of that. Now, I was originally going with the corruption build, but I've been experimenting with agony and I actually really like it. And then there's even more of an incentive for me to play that now because I got this. So now rolling agony increased the duration of it. So now it's just like, oh yeah, okay, it's a no-brainer to not play that. So boom, agony, no more absolute corruption, at least for now. Maybe when we get the legendary, but as of right now, I've been enjoying the agony build. It does a ton of damage, and so yeah, that's that. So basic PvP loadout, and these are my talents, my PvP talents that I use. Let me think of things that I switch out. So PvP wise, on the normal talent tree, I will go to Creeping Death if I'm fighting Purgers. So I'll go to this instead of Dark Soul because people can just dispel Dark Soul because it's magic. I don't know why they did that, but yeah. So you'll go Creeping Death in that situation. But other than that, I'll spec Dark Soul, and I guess you can go Hal of Terror, like if you're doing threes against double caster. Hal of Terror could be good. I could see this definitely coming into play because they increase the damage threshold for breaking the fear, which is pretty nice. And now for the PvP talents, I would say the only thing I really change out is Nether Ward. So if I'm fighting double caster, I just ditch Demon Armor and I'll go Nether Ward mostly. And then other than that, I don't really touch the other talents. Maybe in twos I'll drop Rampant Afflictions if I'm against double melee and I really have to escape, and I'll just play Big Gateway so I can get really, really far away. And mess around with Deathbolt. You got some funny one-shots with Deathbolt. It requires a lot of setup, and I just find it overall kind of gimmicky. I'll maybe have a video doing like nice one-shots with it, but it's too gimmicky, I think, for high level. You might be able to have fun with it and troll around in threes, like low level, but at a high level, I don't really see people using this too much just because of the gimmick aspect. And yeah, that is going to be it for talents. Oh, hold up. So since people have been asking me the talents that I use for leveling and tower, so we'll start off with tower. So, or even just dungeons in general. Whenever I'm doing PvE, Drain Soul. This Drain Soul filler is huge. I cannot emphasize this enough. I just hate playing with Inevitable in PvE. It doesn't feel right. So Drain Soul, huge. Love it. I stick with Agony. Demon Skin is fine. And then I also change to Vile Taint, especially in tower. Vile Taint, really good for AoE. It's always up because, you know, see the cooldown on Phantom compared to it. Really nice for the AoE. And then I still say Sack. I haven't really crunched the numbers. I don't know if maybe Dark Caller or Haunt is better DPS wise. Just I'm lazy. Sack. As long as I'm not like solo, I have someone to tank it, then yeah, it's pretty easy going in without a pet. And Dark Soul Misery for the big boss fights. And leveling is kind of the same build. You can maybe mix Inevitable Demise into it, but I still think Drain Soul is just such a sick filler. Because there's a lot of gaps where when you're fighting these bigger mobs, when you're questing, some of them don't just die instantly. I know a lot of them do die just from the Rapture, so you don't even hit the point where you need to Drain Soul. But for the bigger mobs, Drain Soul really comes in handy. And then, so Drain Soul, I leveled up with Sack. It gets a little hard at the later levels, not having the Voidwalker to tank. So maybe at that point you can go for another talent. But I just went for the Sack. I love the damage that this does. It's actually like pretty insane. And when I was questing, I used Creeping Death instead of Dark Soul Misery, just because you're fighting a lot of little mobs and just it's up more. You know, you save Dark Soul for big mobs, so you're kind of just sitting on that cooldown. You might as well just have this extra buff while you're questing. And so yeah, that is going to be the talents. I guess we could talk about Covenant now. So as you can see, I've picked the Night Fae Covenant. Boom. Which gives Soul Rot. Now, Soul Rot, I'm pretty surprised at the damage that this does. I mean, it pads a lot against pets because you can see it'll hit multiple targets, and everything that's affected by this, you can drain life, which is pretty cool. I don't think it scales with ID, the Inevitable. I think if the Inevitable only hits the first target, from what I've seen. But you still get the healing from drain lifing everything, so it's pretty sick to see that. And plus the dot. This dot is affected by Dark Lair, so you can extend it by Dark Lair and Rapture. It just gives you like massive pump. More dots the better. So, and then lastly you have this little thing, it says Flicker, so you turn in this little I guess spectral weird foxy form, and you can every 4 seconds blink around for a certain duration. It's permanent in the Covenant Hall, but yeah, this helps so much when I'm trying to kite melee. Because Warlocks in general, like we lack mobility, and we are mega squishy in PvP. So you need mobility, you need outs. This is the perfect tool for that. And then also we'll go into the soul binds. So now just this week, I haven't got to play with this yet, but we were originally playing with this one because it was the only one we had unlocked. This week we unlocked the second little person in the soul bind. So now I get to test out Pod Tender. I don't know if it works in Arena. I'm guessing it probably does, because then it would be kind of useless. But I wanted to test this out because now I can use 2 different conduits, and now I add in the Shade of Terror. So fear effects can withstand 110% more damage before breaking. This is pretty huge. I'm excited to play with this because my fears just break so fast. It almost feels not even worth pressing fear. But the one we're really waiting for is Corian. Because Wild Hunt Tactics. So you're going to get 10% increased damage to targets above 75% health. And then while that happens, you get 15% move speed, which is going to help you kite even more. Because that's our biggest issue. We kind of lack move speed. Everyone's faster than us, more gap closers. Now we're changing the game. Now, I'm excited to see how this is going to feel. I have never got to play with it, but just reading it seems insane for a class like a Warlock, which relies on dots. I think that's going to be really huge. We'll probably get it. I guess we got this one in a week. I don't know if we're going to get it next week, but maybe in a week or two. It'd be cool to play with that. Good thing it's the first trait right there. So yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting. And then, I guess I can talk about gearing. If anyone is struggling on how to get gear, my eye level is pretty decent. I got it pretty early on. There's a lot of people that are like 180 and stuff because of their full mythic gear from the mythic zeros, but I'm not really wearing that stuff in PvP. I'm trying to prepare for the full PvP set. So what I did first week, I just ran all my mythics, got a few pieces, which is 184 eye level. And then after that, it's just BG farm, skirmishes for the PvP gear. So you see this stuff right here, the sinful gear. This is all the gear that I filled in outside of some of the PvE stuff that I got out of the mythics. I replaced a few of them, but see, it's mostly just this PvP gear, and you can rank it up to rank 3 is the max right now until you get your renown up. Pretty sure next week it's going to go up to rank 5. So now when we go into that week, we're going to go and upgrade all of this stuff to rank 5, and it'll boost the eye level even more. So what I'm doing is I'm saving my honor. You can see right here, I'm working on getting honor capped because I pretty much bought everything. And when I get slowly closer and closer to my honor cap, I'll buy pieces from the vendor that I'll think I'll need once I can upgrade it, like this staff, for instance. I don't want to sit on honor cap and just do skirms for free. So I'll buy this once my honor gets pretty up there. And then I'm going to eventually upgrade this because you can see the staff, haste verse, best stats. I didn't get to talk about stats yet. So if anybody's wondering, the stats that we're going to be focusing on in PvP are going to be haste verse. So right now I have a very verse heavy staff, but once this staff right here gets closer to this eye level, or even, I guess probably I'm going to wait until it's at least this eye level or a little slightly under it. I don't know what it's going to upgrade to at rank 5. I haven't checked on that, but I'm assuming it's going to be equal to this or maybe a little under it. So when that happens, we're going to be using this one. So I'm preparing it. But yeah, if anybody's struggling for gear, make sure you go get the PvP gear. It's the easiest thing ever. Really, really easy to grind because you win a few BGs and do skirms pretty consistently, because you even get honor if you win or lose, but you obviously get more for winning, so you kind of want to win. But yeah, I was able to farm it first week, no problem at all, and now I'm sitting here with just all this honor that I have nothing to do with. So I would highly recommend that. And then lastly, I guess we can talk about enchants. So from what I've seen, the enchants that you can get, we have this cloak enchant. So I have 20 stamina, minor speed increase. Chest, we have all stats 30, and these are the ones that I assume are the best. I haven't really done too much research into it, but I think they're some of the best. We got 10 intellect on bracers. I'm using celestial guidance for the weapon, and I think after that it was just rings. Yeah, I put haste on my rings. I probably should change it to verse. That's most likely what I'm gonna do, because verse is a huge PvP stat. Almost think of it as a resilience, because if you look at the trinkets, the damage and healing benefit of versatility is increased by 40% while in arenas, battlegrounds, and war mode. So this is going to be pretty huge. When you get your verse value up, this very important. It's already given me a pretty huge bonus. So that's what we're working towards. A lot of the PvE gear doesn't really have those stats on it, like versatility. You'll catch it here and there, but it's mostly the other stats. But yeah, I think that's all that I can think of. If anybody has any suggestions, if I missed anything or you're confused about stuff in the game, let me know. I'm going to be trying to make more videos like this. And next up, I'll have some gameplay stuff. I know I didn't really get to fit gameplay clips into this video. It's just because it was so long already. I didn't want to make it any longer. But next time, I will do that. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope this helped. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.